Britain TV. My name's Imran Azam, and we're joined now by the famous, the infamous Marcus Lilley of FutrSocial here at, where are we? CultureTECH in Derry. We've been here a couple of days. It is day 2. This is the final day of our interviews, and we're ramping it up. We're bringing you increasingly important people, and as you can see on this man's face, there is determination, creativity. The next Zuckerberg, in his own words, no less. Marcus, welcome.
Welcome.
Okay, good stuff. So, you've just delivered a talk. What is it about?
The talk this morning was on social media as a storytelling platform. So I've done a piece of creative work called The Darkened City, which is an online and immersive story on Twitter. And we're doing a second version which launches on Monday of next week, and it's a 2-week experience where audiences can follow the story of Harry, who is a photographer, and he tweets his kind of life and shares his photographs, and the audience gets involved in a kind of an immersive experience.
Who would be interested in that then?
You'd be surprised, actually. The talk this morning was really well attended. We had a really interesting discussion about the role of storytelling, and how brands can use it, and how creatives can use it in any number of ways, through photographs, through videos, and it's just a new way of telling stories. At the end of the day, it's we're using Twitter as a platform where the producer of the material, myself, and the audience can communicate directly and influence the story at the end of the day. So we're using elements from cinema, from film, from theatre, from photography, and bringing all these elements together to create a new story at the end of the day. Sorry.
Right. So what I've got written down here is you're basically creating the next generation of social media campaigns inspired by creativity and innovation. There's a lot of brand mistrust out there right now, and the theme tends to be that organizations, brands need to start telling the truth, need to start engaging with the audience on their level, rather than what they would like to tell people. And I suppose what you're doing is bringing some authenticity to this process.
Yes, yeah. So the brands that I work with, which are predominantly in the creative and cultural sectors, the emphasis is always on the people of the organisation. Communicating the messages of what they do, and building a real loyalty between themselves and their audience. So the audience trusts them more. There's a closer relationship between the two. And so, as you say, mistrust between brands and consumers about not delivering on things and so forth is really well documented. So what I try and do is say to people, there's a huge opportunity for people to communicate what they do, who they work with, the projects that they do, the real personality of the organisation. That's the great power of social media, because it's about the people. It's people by people. And so if you're able to get work from communicating what you do authentically on Twitter and Facebook, through photos, through videos, through just kind of blogging about what you're doing, not becoming someone different, just being yourself and communicating that effectively.
I detect a bit of a West Country accent.
I am from the West Country, yes.
But we're in Northern Ireland. What's your connection? Tell us now, you fraud. What is your connection with Northern Ireland?
Well, it's my first time in Northern Ireland, and it's my first time at CultureTECH. And when I saw the CultureTECH festival, I thought, that's a great festival. It's sort of my idea of heaven, to be somewhere where you bring into the culture and technology and be able to come and share what I do, not just as a business, but also as an artist as well. So as soon as I saw it, I thought, I've got to get on the plane to Derry, and with it being the European capital of culture as well, it's just a dream gig for me.
Are you from the tourist board?
I'm not. No. Many people have asked me that in previous.
Derry is your idea of paradise. What does that say about Bristol?
Bristol's lovely as well. It's just just from producing work and having the opportunity to come and talk about work and sharing it with a really engaged, knowledgeable audience. It was just, as soon as I saw it, I thought, I've really got to come over and just come and see Derry. It's a new place to come and visit.
And how did the session go? Seamless, faultless, no technological problems at all. Loaded question.
The session was really well attended. I spoke for 2 hours, so it was a long old session. As I say, we talked about my creative work. We had a really lively discussion throughout. We had a few technical issues, but we improvise them, we get around them, and the key thing when you're doing a presentation, I always find, is to try and make it as interesting and as accessible for the audience. So if you have to alter it halfway through and change the order of how you're going to do it, then you just do it. You go on the kind of energy of the room, the people, what they're interested in, and where they want to take the conversation. So it's always an experience, but it's a great opportunity to do. I really enjoy coming and doing presentations, because, as I say, you have really lively discussions, which after a while you struggle to have conversations with yourself about the same thing. It's really great to go and kind of talk to other people.
You are a storyteller, and sometimes the best stories are those when you don't know what the ending is, as per your session today.
Exactly. I didn't have any real idea about the response that the people would have to it, but we got into kind of the role of identity within social media. Things which people might not have heard of before, apps people might not have heard of before. So if I can impart that kind of knowledge and wisdom onto other people, then that gives me a huge sense of pleasure.
Marcus, has this interview been an enjoyable experience for you, as it has for me?
Hugely enjoyable.
Oh, man of few words all of a sudden. So there you have it, Marcus Lilley of FutrSocial. He's here, he's spoken, he's delivered, he's had technical problems at his session, but he's got through it all. He's telling a story, he's telling stories, he will tell us stories, and look out for him at a social media platform near you very, very soon. We'll be back with interviews with, I think, 3 others today in about half an hour's time. So yeah, do tune in, and you'll be hearing more from CultureTECH. Thank you.